AWS presents Tech Pioneers in association with CNBCTV18.com.
AWS presents Tech Pioneers in association with CNBCTV18.com. And we are discussing pushing the boundaries of new possibilities with GenAI. Now, generative AI is poised for a very significant growth. Last year, enterprises across the globe partnered with their solution providers or system integrators and mostly experimented with GenAI through pilots which were focused largely around cost reduction, adding velocity, or improving quality. On the other side, global solution providers or GSIs today are also actively building GenAI capabilities to unlock innovation, drive productivity, and build comparative advantage. And on that note, we have today with us Sanjeev Jain. Sanjeev is a member of the Wipro Executive Board and Chief Operating Officer based in Bangalore, India. Welcome, Sanjeev, to this interview.
Thank you, Amit. Pleasure to be here.
It's great to have you.
Thank you.
So, Sanjeev, as we sit down today to discuss about GenAI and how is Wipro navigating for its customer this journey around generative AI, let me start with asking you, how do you feel about this technology momentum which is built up at this point in time?
Amit, personally speaking, for me, AI is nothing new. To me, it's an idea whose time has come. We all grew up as students using scientific calculators. So there was some element of AI there. We today use Google Maps, which helps us navigate the traffic. Again, there is an AI built in there. I think what has changed is for the application now, the availability of data, and second is the compute costs. I think they have come down significantly. So that is helping us in really adapting it to the newer use using GenAI, which is nothing but the LLMs are mimicking the human brain. End of the day, I think it's all about common sense, which is natural intelligence, and you can use AI to augment the human to doing a lot of stuff which is repetitive, which is transactional, and humans continue to do much more higher value added work.
Thanks, Sanjeev. So I know that Wipro has been doing and is doing a lot in this direction. You pledged an investment of $1 billion a couple of years back towards the development and building capability for your customers around generative AI. You have launched AI 360 platform. We'll hear you talk more about it, hopefully, on that. In the last 1 year, we have seen, and as I talked about in my introduction, we have seen customers move from pilot to production, right? Not necessarily in all the areas, but there are many areas now which are emerging. Now, you are a global system integrator. You work with customers across the world, across industry. What are you seeing? What are you hearing from customers? Are there specific areas where they are doubling down and making investments? If you can just maybe talk about that.
Sure, Amit. AI 360, we had a very early start, almost a year and a half back. So what we are doing as part of AI 360 is three things. One is we really want to work with all the partners, the hyperscaler partners, so that we can leverage their products, their developments for client applications. So we have partnerships with all the hyperscalers, including AWS. The second is really working with the clients to identify areas where we could actually pilot, apply, and do some proof of concept use cases. And third is really use our own talent to really upskill the talent and create AI-ready talent for the future. So when it comes to the clients, I think we have significant proof of concepts that are going on. Many have gone live as well. Some of the areas that we are seeing with the clients is across industries. So for example, in BFSI, we have seen increased use cases in areas of fraud detection, customer service, wealth AI. In manufacturing, we have seen it with predictive maintenance, with supply chain management. In healthcare, we are seeing it with claims processing, with drug discovery, clinical trials. Similarly, on the retail, we are seeing it with pricing, product catalog planning. So multiple use cases across the industry that we are seeing. So in Wipro, we have what we call Vega, which is a Wipro Enterprise GenAI Studio. which has been created for increasing the adoption of GenAI across the clients. One such example for an industry vertical for healthcare that we have partnered with AWS is creating what we call Lab of the Future. This is focused on the healthcare industry.
Okay. Very interesting and lovely examples, Sanjeev. You talked about AI 360, and you talked about three areas where it is focused at or directed at. I'll pick up the third area. It's very interesting because Wipro very refreshingly talked about investing in building a great foundation. A couple of years back when we started seeing all this momentum coming up, you talked about how you are investing in building great foundational capabilities, how you are making sure that the entire organization is AI aware, and I know a lot of steps have been taken around that. Would love to hear about that from you. And I have a second question to it, but I will come to it later, maybe after this.
Thank you so much, Amit. I think we take pride in that. We were early adopters, as I said. So what we did was a year back, we created a AI content for the beginners. And it had two modules. One was on what is AI, how can you use it? And second, equally important, was the responsible usage of AI. And what we did was we created these modules and rolled it out across the company. So in about 9 months' time, we had the entire 230,000 workforce that we have covered on the basic module and the responsible
Amazing.
AI.
Yeah.
This included our chairman, this included the senior leadership, and some of the board members. So it was a great initiative with everyone jumping on it. What I'm also happy to tell you is as we were on this journey, we evolved because developments were happening in the industry. And as I said earlier, we partnered with all the hyperscale partners. So we created about 50 plus learning paths, which is basic, intermediate, advanced. And across these learning paths, employees, after doing the basic, they started asking what next. So we had to really, kind of create those advanced learning paths. And I'm happy to say about 50,000 employees have completed advanced AI learning paths. Let me share with you something specifically that we have done with AWS. With AWS, we have created 20 learning paths, as you are aware. And we have almost 15,000 people who have got trained. And as on date, we have 10,000 active certifications in AWS. Not only here, you have something called a Golden Jacket Award globally for AWS, all certified across all AWS programs. Very happy to say that there are 6 Wipro employees who are having the Golden Jacket from AWS. I think it has been an amazing journey, and I think it will evolve as we go ahead.
I agree, Sanjeev, on that we have an amazing partnership. So I understand, so as you rightly said, there's been huge investments. I think you have been early in terms of building that great foundation, great capability. One question which comes to my mind, given that you are working on multiple projects of different kind of constructs where these skills are deployed, how are you seeing this play out in terms of what are the advantages which the customers are seeing? That could be in terms of velocity or any other aspect. How has it really improved the customer outcome? Do you have any kind of a mechanism to find that?
Yeah, see, what we have done, as I said, we have use cases for clients. More importantly, I would say for Wipro. So we have to eat our own food, right?
Very important.
So I think we had our 50 use cases within Wipro to first, make sure that we are seeing the benefits. We have had use cases in the areas of HR, which is in terms of employee engagement, chatbots for leave processing, claims processing, expense management. We have had in operations where we are matching employees to their ambitions. In Wipro, our tagline is ambitions realized. So what we do is every employee, we ask them to update their profile, tell them what is their career ambition. And the AI actually helps in navigating the career path or a learning path so they can meet their aspirations. Similarly, we have applications on the legal side. With the clients, we have a lot of statements of work, which are hundreds of pages. And I think AI helps us to really extract the obligations and really helps us in obligation management. From a Wipro perspective on the use case, we have seen significant benefits. Almost about 20-30% of benefit that have come in terms of accuracy, in terms of productivity. From a client perspective, what we are also able to see is we have been able to increase our development lead time, which is helping in better time to market, which is also helping in improved accuracy. We have automated a lot of testing stuff. So I think clients are able to see the benefits that they're getting more accurate and faster results by applying AI and GenAI technologies.
Amazing. And I think a couple of weeks back, Wipro did get an award on the AWS AI Conclave on one of your solutions, which is focused around solving a functional problem within your organization. So I know it's a great step.
I want to just talk about it. I think this was a great skills and competency assessment that we used, AWS Bedrock.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that you were able to recognize us in the AWS AI Conclave recently. Really, I think I see that the power of AI is immense when we can use it either for internal or for external use cases.
Absolutely. So I'll pick up on, you talked about building a great sort of a capability and reskilling, and you just talked about how internally those are being used to solve multiple business problems, or I would say functional problems, or build automation or solve some complex problems which you internally have, which is also kind of a showcase to your customers globally. Apart from you are working with your customers. You touched about responsible AI, and I would, if with your permission, I would want to go into that as well. If you can be a little bit more in terms of dive deep, double click on what is Wipro specifically doing to make sure that there's a responsible use of AI, which is safe yet scalable, right? And it does not overburden the cost for Wipro or for your customers as well. So how are you making sure that you are on that path, but yet sustainable?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I think, as I said in my first question, for us, when we launched the basics of AI, we thought it very important to launch the responsible AI module along with it, because it's extremely important for us to really use the technology very responsibly. What I mean by that, responsible AI has multiple components. One is for the society, right? You could have malicious content, you could have hate emails, you could have deep fake videos, which can actually create a lot of distrust on the negative side. Similarly, for the planet, the AI models consume a lot of electricity, the data centers. So it has to be compliant to the green norms that we have. Finally, for the people, AI can have a lot of built-in bias. So it's very important that it is governed so that we do not have false positives. So what have we done with that? We have dedicated responsible AI team. It's led by a very senior person who is the Chief Responsible AI Officer for us. We have trained about 30 people and got them certified on what is called AI governance professional. There's a significant investment from our side. And what we do is, when we have any use case, internal or external, before we go ahead, it goes us through the responsible AI governance committee. It gets checked for all the factors that I mentioned to avoid bias, and then make sure that it's having all the criteria that are built in. And finally, it is released after this committee signs off. We not only stop here, our team is also working in not only with complying with the regulations, but also being an advocate with the respective authorities across the world to suggest as to what should be built in when they develop regulations governing AI and GenAI usage.
Amazing, Sanjeev. So I think good to know that you have now a Chief Responsible AI Officer. And again, lovely to hear about all the mechanisms which you have, which you just talked about, which you build, which is applied at each step as you build solutions or as you build framework where GenAI is integrated, right? We're talking about driving internal business outcomes. And you talked about multiple use cases, legal, HR, marketing. You have a huge number of developers, right? Great skills. One of the advantages which we are seeing from generative AI is the ability of helping developers build much more easily, automate code generation, for example, troubleshoot, right? So how is Wipro navigating this? I know you are doing quite a bit, but would love to hear about what has been your approach in helping drive this.
Sure. I think at Wipro, I think what we are doing is, for us, AI has again 3 parts: mindset, skill set, and tool set. When I say AI mindset, every employee of Wipro has been trained with the basic module as to have an AI first mindset. Wherever there is a requirement for efficiency, go for AI. and add it up with human intelligence with innovation. Yeah. Second is on skill set. I did mention to you about the numbers of the skill set. We have created a huge talent pool, 50,000 advanced certified, all the people are AI trained. So that's the powerhouse we have created. And finally on the tool set, which is very important. When you have AI first mindset, when you have people going through skilling, you have to let them play around with the tools. So what we have done is we have mandated use of AI powered tools, and these are across the partner ecosystem that we have, whether it's GitHub Copilot, whether it's the Code Assist, or whether it's Amazon Q. I think we have really enabled our associates to use those AI-powered tools, and the teams have actually built something called GenAI for Builder, which is GenAI for Builders, using AWS Stack, which they are using to improve their software development lifecycle. So as I said, the benefits we are seeing are immense. People are adapting to the use of it. They are automating the repetitive task. They are seeing productivity improvement in their day-to-day life, and they're able to contribute more for innovation and think. So human in the loop is very, very important for us, even when there is AI across all the dimensions.
Thanks, Sanjeev. And I'm loving this conversation. So I think before I move to the last question, I think it's lovely to know that you have invested in the fundamentals, the foundations are there, there's a great mechanism built around safety of GenAI, there's a responsible AI office, you're seeing huge momentum with your customers. I think that's great. We all look up to Wipro, right? As Indians, honestly speaking, when I was passing from my engineering college and then my MBA, we always wanted to work for companies like Wipro. We have had huge respect. In many ways, right, you have laid the foundation of New India, honestly speaking, companies like Wipro. I'm sure you, apart from looking at your customers and looking within Wipro, I'm sure you're doing a lot in terms of giving back to the country. We have a huge potential in terms of the scale of youth which we have, which is very hungry to get things done. Talk about that. Talk about what is Wipro doing, and how is Wipro giving back to the country, to the youth of this country, and if possible with respect to AI, generative AI, and talent transformation.
Well, thank you. Great question, Amit. I really love this. See, as you know, 2/3 of Wipro is owned by Azim Premji Foundation.
Yes.
I think that's a very significant point, because whatever we earn actually goes to the largest shareholder, which is Azim Premji Foundation, which actually channelizes that money into a lot of causes for the country, whether it's healthcare, whether it's education, whether it's livelihood. That's done by Azim Premji Foundation. Let me talk to you about what we do within Wipro in addition to what the Azim Premji Foundation does. Within Wipro, we have a CSR arm called Wipro Cares. As part of Wipro Cares, we run a program called Talent Next. And Talent Next is in partnership also with NASSCOM's Future Skills Prime program. So what do we do with all that? So we have identified few skills, which are the future skills. They are IoT, machine learning, data science, AI, cybersecurity, etc. And we actually have partnered with almost 150 government colleges in about tier 2 and tier 3 locations. We have trained about 3,000 plus faculty members in these technologies using our curriculum. And about 25,000 students have been certified in these technologies. I think we are doing this to develop the future talent for India, which is also in Bharat, right, which is in tier 2 and tier 3 locations. Apart from that, for Wipro, as part of our hiring efforts, we have also a team which manages campus. So we are setting up campuses, the centers of excellence in the campuses. We have set up about 25 already, where we are institutionalizing the curriculum as part of the new national education policy. In the semester 5, 6, 7, 8, we are able to provide courses which the students can undertake as part of their curriculum, or even extracurricular subjects if they are interested. And the Wipro actually gives the content, assesses them, and provides internship opportunities. All this is being done to create India as the powerhouse of the AI talent. As you know, today, India is the second largest in the world in terms of software developers. We have about 5 million software developers.
Absolutely.
After China, which is 7.
Yeah.
We are churning out 1 million software developers every year. And about 10% of the software developers today are AI proficient. This number is going to be 20% in the next 2 years. So it's very, very important that we, as Wipro, play the role of creating a talent and continuing the India's leadership in providing the leadership for talent to the world.
Thanks, Sanjeev. This is very inspiring. This is big and bold. This is really thinking big. So thank you for doing all this. And with this, we come to the end of our conversation. It's been a pleasure talking to you, Sanjeev, and wish you great luck.
Thank you so much, Amit, for your partnership with AWS. Really love it. Happy to take it forward to the next level.
Thank you.
Thank you.
AWS presents Tech Pioneers in association with CNBCTV18.com.